Hi everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, where as always your hosts
Arne and Carlos.
and we are back with yet another episode. We are still working on our socks and more than that.
Yeah.
Because you can never have too many socks and you can never have too many other projects.
Too many more.
Exactly, yeah. So we've been talking about socks and more. It's not only for socks. You can do tons of things with the yarn. And here we are with a ton of things that we're doing with the yarn.
Yeah, we have, like before, we did birds. These are knitted in sock yarn from the old days,
Yep.
from the bird book. So you can use them for the birds. And then we also have the crochet scarf.
Yeah, a lovely crochet scarf. As you can see, this one is done with one of our sock yarns. This is Summer Night, actually, which we still have available. And then it's been edged with red. And I do think we are going to be launching some solid colors as well.
I think we need to have some solid
We
colors.
do, yeah.
But you could use any other yarn in the same thickness, but it's nice to have our own colors, because then we can pick a color from the others.
Right.
It looks good on you.
Anyway, we have fabulous scarves going on here, which we love. And then Arne is knitting, he's calling it a t-shirt. I would call it more of a top.
It's like a top, but I took the measurement on the t-shirt, and the rib is only 10 rows, and I'm not sure, but my plan is to make it more like a t-shirt. So I was thinking, if I have a small rib, I can actually just steam it with a hot towel and with a wet towel and a hot iron, and just steam the rib. So it's more like the finishing on the edge instead of a rib, kind of.
Sounds nice. Is it going to have raglan sleeves?
Yeah. Because if you do the raglan the old-fashioned way, the way I do it, you can do. I think it works. I haven't tried with this yarn before, so this is new. But the body is growing. It has to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to go back to the t-shirt, which is longer, and check. And I just started to do the sleeve, and I think I actually came up with something that works. And I think we have to do another video one day and talk about the raglan sleeve, because there are some basic things you can do on the raglan to make it work. And because you see this, I'm going to take this off and show you. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Hope it's not see-through.
Oh, it is. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so look. I think that is okay with. Huh?
Yeah.
So I just have to knit a little bit longer, and with the increases, and then I do the raglan.
That'll be
Bingoing.
nice. No.
I shouldn't do this on camera.
No, you should not do this on camera.
Bingoing. No, but you see.
Wasn't that thing in the 80s?
No, that's the bird dance.
Right, yeah.
No. So that's the plan. But like a good raglan, there will be like half of the body should be the full sleeve, but that doesn't work on this one. So I have some trick I'm going to do to make it work. But I hope it works. I think it will work. So, but I think we should do a video on raglan later. So just to explain how it works.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to take this on. Put this on again.
Yeah, and then Arne was teaching me how to do this thing.
Yeah, because we've been talking about weaving with sock yarn, because we have never tried that. And I remember when we did the sock yarn the first time, there was a lady in Japan who posted a picture on Instagram where she had actually woven a shawl with our sock yarn. And that looked really nice. But we haven't done this, so we're going to try it now. But first we're going to put all the yarn in the loom. I was actually Googling it because I'm not so good at English words when it comes to weaving, so I have to find it on my phone. I wrote it down because this is the warp, I think is the English word.
Weft, I think.
Warp, the renning, these threads. So I think we can just put in the warp, and then we're going to use the same yarn also in the weft.
Yeah. So
but we don't have the warping mill or the warping frame. We have that at home. Actually, I was cleaning up in the garden, and next to the kitchen garden, we had like a pile of wood stuck like into a wall on the little house in the garden. And I was moving all those things one day, and there was a loom there, a big floor loom. And behind the loom, there was this mill. But it's huge.
It's very big.
And since we're not filming at home today, so we couldn't bring that big thing, because you need a whole room for that. So I was thinking we should use this one.
Yeah.
Because I think we cut up the yarn and you can thread it, and we have to decide.
So we're doing the length of the scarf, which is this one.
Plus a little bit for the tying on the sides.
Yeah, so it's about, we like 165 centimeter scarves.
Yeah, so this is 2 meters, so you have a little bit for the tying.
Oh yeah, and if I stretch my hands, it's almost 2 meters, so it's correct. Anyway, so we've got the length of the scarf here, and I've just learned. I've actually never done this before. This is my first time threading a weaver. What is it called? A weaving thingy?
A loom.
A loom. Sorry. It's okay. That's how I know. That's my knowledge of weaving. Actually, I know the technical basics, which is you have threads going this way, and then you shoot threads going the opposite way.
The warp and the weft, if I'm
correct. So, like Pippi Longstocking, I have no idea, but I know that it's going to be very successful.
You're going to do it. But because I was thinking, if we just put in as many threads as we need for the width, I'm not sure, it could be up here somewhere for a nice scarf.
Yeah.
And then we will try this loom. And I have tried this loom before. I put in a lot of scrap yarn. I use a lot of felted tweed, and that didn't work, because after going back and forth like this, the yarn broke. It's not solid enough, but I think this yarn should work, because this is a much stronger yarn. So it will be very interesting to see what happens when we start weaving with it and use the same yarn in the weft as the warp. I Google those words, and when you Google these days, the first thing you get is this AI.
Oh yeah, right.
AI suggestions, and sometimes they are totally wrong, but I hope it's right.
Yeah, warp and weft. I know that.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear Arne and Carlos family members. And we've had our membership channel for a couple of years now.
Yeah, and it's really nice to get to know all of you in the Arne and Carlos family. It's getting bigger, and we love it.
Yes, and it's fun to connect with everybody. So if you are a little bit curious, if you've actually wondered about what this is all about,
what this is,
if you want to connect with us, if you want to learn more about your crafts of knitting or whatever, maybe you should become a member.
So check this out.
Welcome to our happy place here on YouTube.
Hello.
It's going to be a good day today.
Yeah, and it's colder today.
Løvetann.
Yeah, dandelion.
Dandelion.
Trying to look a little bit more fall, because these are going to be the episodes for October. So, it's full summer out, but we need to keep the illusion. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is I am putting the thread through. It's actually quite fun, very relaxing.
It is, yeah.
And once I've learned now, one thread goes into the hole, and then one thread goes just through the spaces in between. And then when you lift this, right?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
You lift
this up.
So when this is, if you pull there and I pull here, so see now when you do this, it goes up and down.
And down. Up and down.
And then you work on this side and you smash everything with this one.
Smash.
But we have to have some sticks here, so we can put the yarn on sticks at the end, because this is where you roll up the finished work. Product. And then on this side, this is where all the yarn is rolled up.
This is
this is where on this side, that's where the scarf comes, and this is where the yarn is rolled up the opposite way, because I'm on the back side now. And
now I've learned it's called a loom. And this is a very cute loom, Arne. It does not look anything like the loom you have in our big storehouse. We have a huge loom from, I think, your grandmother or your great-grandmother?
Actually, we have 3 of them. We have one that my grandmother got from a lady when she was a young girl, and that was used when she was young. And then the last person who wove with that one was her sister before she married, because back then they had this tradition. They had to make a lot of things for the kitchen and
Oh yeah, the
brides.
It's called the trésor. The treasure.
So she did that before she married, and when she was finished, they put the loom up in the barn. And back then I was working at home milking the cows and working in the barn. And one day I was under this the floor on the barn, and there was like these big pieces of wood, and I thought, this is a loom, and I'd never seen it before. So I asked my grandmother about the loom, and then she told me the story, and I said, I want to put it up. So she helped me, and I put up the first loom in the second floor in my grandmother's house. And back then I was weaving rugs.
Oh, you sold them too?
I sold them. It was my side business. I sold rugs to people so they could use them in their cottages, and I used the edge on woven fabric. So I went to this factory in Lillehammer where they do also a lot of fabrics for furniture, and they also do some for the folk costumes. And I bought big bags of what they call jarekanter, is the edge of the weaving. So you cut it, and then it's this hairy string. And when I wove with those, I was weaving the strings, and then you use a comb, and you comb all the hair up, the threads. So it looks like what we called a Finnish rug back in the 80s. I think they were popular back then. So this one is something I have had for a long time. I've kept it up in the attic, and it's a children's loom. So normally you wouldn't think you could do a scarf on it. I think people think this is just some...
Is this a thrift store find of yours, or did you...
No, I don't know where it came from. It's been around... No, it's not a thrift store.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a...
No. Oh, be careful, don't pull them out again.
Yeah. I thought it was a thrift store find of yours. But anyway, it is super nice to...
It's nice. So it will be really fun to see how it works.
Yeah.
Sorry,
no, go ahead.
No, the distance between... I think the distance between the thread is fine also. So we will see when we start weaving.
Yeah, which we will do in another episode. This is just the setup.
Yeah.
And the setup does take some time. We gotta do quite a few of these. I have to say, it's very, very relaxing. I mean, really.
Maybe this is your new hobby.
Oh, I like this. So what would be fun is if we could do a video, Arne, my idea, if we could do a video in the summer when we can be outside with Eric and Anna and PJ, and we could bring out all the pieces of your loom and we can put it together.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
To show everybody what the loom looks like. Well, one of them anyway.
The green one. I have a green one, a big one that my mother found on a farm where she was working, and she bought it for me.
And it's old, isn't it? That one's very old.
This one we call the wevskje, the thing that go here. No, this one, we call wevskje. I'm not sure what that is in English, but I think they are like 2 meters wide. So this is a huge loom. And what I want to do is that we take it out, we put it together, and then we put wheels on it.
Yeah.
So I can move it around in the storage house.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's a summer thing. And I could put out that thing. The what's the name again? The warping mill.
Yeah.
And see if that works.
So let's do that. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I would love to weave some carpets, to be honest.
It's really fun.
Oops! Now I did a.
So what we're going to do now? You're going to finish this, Carlos.
Yeah,
you're
but
going
I did a thing here. So now it was in the hole. It's not in the hole. I need to put it back in the hole.
So we're going to put all the thread in here, and then we're going to collect like all the ends of the yarn, so we have the same length, and put that on a stick. Because when you see on this, there are like these threads, so you can put sticks in here. So the yarn will be around a stick that goes through these loops, and then we just tighten everything up, and then it's ready for weaving.
Yeah.
So I think you have a new hobby now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It would be nice to complete it, and maybe I could complete this scarf.
And before we leave, talking about thrift stores, Carlos. I've also brought this because this is something I found in the thrift store.
That's very pretty.
This is a
Can I ask what it is?
loom.
Oh.
It's I have to Google all these names because I don't know what they are in English. We call this a grindväv, and that is rigid. Is it rigid? Rigid?
Oh, rigid, heddle, pedal, whatever.
That's one. That one.
It's something like that. I've heard that name too.
But this is not wide enough for a scarf. But I think this was used for garter bands, and I found this in a thrift store in Bodø, in Troms, in the north of Norway. And I really like this one. This is beautiful, and you can see. I know it's Sami because I bought a book about Sami arts and craft, and there was a lot of these. There were pictures of these with exactly the same wood carving. So this one is nice, and I think the width between the holes are almost the same as this children's loom.
Let's see if you pull this from here. Just pull it.
So I don't think we should say more about this for now, and then
Let's see. Yep.
I think you have a new hobby, so you can now.
No, I'm just checking how it.
Oh yeah, but don't think about that now. Just have them in. You have to have them in the right hole.
Yeah.
And then we gather them on this side and on this side, and then we wind
But don't
up.
we need to put them in hole? No, there's no holes on this side.
No,
I just
because
realized
it
that.
has this bit because you have one through the red and one in between the red, so you can move up and down when you do the weaving. See, it moves up and down.
This is super cute.
I think it's very cute, and it doesn't take a lot of space.
That is true, and you can do small things. You can't do a carpet here because the width is this, but you can do little scarves and little items, little
what is
runners.
this for?
Oh, that's a good question.
Where does this come from? No. And then you see this little thing here, so you can when you wind up the yarn, the warp. You have it on the back here. Okay, Carlos, you have a new hobby, and I'm gonna.
Maybe I have a new hobby.
I think you have enough.
Oh yeah, and look at this. Look at this. How nice the color change.
Yeah.
If you go, here I've got all the greens here. Look.
It's beautiful, yeah.
And now here is coming all the blues.
Yeah, and then we will see what happens when we
Oh
put
God,
the
yeah. And if
yarn
you look
in.
at that way, look at it this way.
Yeah. And when you start
nice.
weaving, you will have all these colors that meet in very.
Look at this. This
Random
is going to be a
places.
true work of art. Look.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. I mean, if we may say so ourselves. we designed the colors. But yeah, no, this is fun. So I wanna complete that, and I wanna start pulling the thingy through these.
Yeah, but first you have to decide the width. We're gonna have a wide scarf.
Well, the width of a scarf can be about a little bit bigger. You could do double this as well if you want.
So you can go maybe up here somewhere.
Yeah, so you do this.
Like a good wrap, or what do you call it?
Yeah, exactly. The width here is quite good. Yeah.
And then we see how much yarn we need.
The wider we make it, the more time it takes to do it, and I like that.
Exactly. And we don't know how much yarn you need. But like for this one, I'm on the third ball now. So I think maybe 3 or 4 balls is enough for a t-shirt or a top.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I think we should stop now.
Yeah. So
And come back with a finished loom.
So how about some formalities?
If you like our videos, put your thumbs up, and if you want to have more, you can be a subscriber. And
No, you have to ask people to subscribe.
Oh yeah,
to
and
your
then
YouTube
if
channel.
you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then if you put on your notification, you won't miss an episode.
And if you want additional content,
Then you can
become a member.
Member.
And members get a lot of different perks. There's different tiers with a lot of extra. And the revenue from that goes to support the free part of our YouTube channel. So we are grateful for all the subscribers that we have on our YouTube channel. So, Arne.
And this you can bring when you travel.
Well, if you're traveling by car.
Check it in on the airplane. Maybe not.
It's too valuable to check in.
But this one you can have in your hand luggage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again with an episode very soon. Hopefully an episode where we continue working on the loom.
Yeah, we're not creating a new UFO this time, Carlos. This should be finished.
Yeah, but this is, you know, once it's all set up, and then you start doing this and this and this and this. So it'll be fun.
As soon as you start weaving.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again very soon. Toodaloos. Bye.
Bye.